got brains to match the quote. The mother of the hood wives, I fist no folders. Talking love to my niggas, stay up and fold. Just bless the hands in the mouths like God is grown. When see the time is close, open wares are dormant. Forget the doubt, love the women in here cause they gave us clout. Freedom over power, so tell me what your thought juice is. Cause I bring the bottles and the truth is I'ma lay it out for all the fools here. I make it clear, 100 proof pit, ayy. Princess E money, time to cash out. Fuck commando for the shortest, hard clips out. Do a little dance, take a little ass. I'm just tryna ask, what's your juice? Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yes, 1 second. Okay, yo, what is up, everybody? It's your girl / boy, Iman Loren like Polo, Black Honey Buns, bitch. Yes. Welcome to the Real Hoodwives of Chicago, a real show with hot sauce stories. As you can tell, I am in the crib, so this is Hoodwives at Home, episode 3. Welcome to everybody on my IG Live. I also did not set up another view because it's hot as fuck in my fucking crib. I have no air conditioner. I was trying to save up for air conditioner, but I don't know why that didn't happen, but maybe I'll try it again. But the way I see it is fall is approaching. Our season is amongst us. You know, the Virgos, we let the Virgos in through the door or whatever. Whatever that line is. So yeah, I'm not going to be getting the AC, but that explains why I only have one view set up today. I hope everybody is enjoying their Thursday. I know I've been away actually for about 2 weeks, so I think that's pretty normal considering everything that has been happening, which I'll get to. But thank y'all so much for joining me. Thank you for taking another Thursday to drink that juice with me. Last episode was a fucking lot for me. Oh my gosh, it was so fucking much. It was because I was off of shrooms, but the way that we took them was a very big, it was a big thing. There was lemons and it's called trekking or teching, I'm not sure, but it was just very, very potent and dealing with other realities. Psychedelic is its own type of reality. Honestly, I think being that access to screens and having to focus to people that you can't see, but that you can feel while you're off of shrooms, understanding the actual perception of how you feel. It was a fucking lot. It was a fucking lot. So don't shrooms and podcast, or do. I don't really care. I would recommend it. I think what it definitely heightens is that, you know, we are living in different realities. I think in different realms, maybe. Yeah, that's actually really crazy. But so much has been happening. But yes, before I forget, this is a segment called "What's Your Thought Juice." Hi to also people on Instagram. I love y'all. Y'all keep me going. Today's thought juice is some fucking Bacardi rum. It's a fucking liter of it, and some ginger ale. Okay, now before I pull this up and before y'all think I'm an alcoholic, let me tell you what happened. Even though it's generational, I swear I don't have it. So my neighbor was moving out and she knocked on my door and she was like, "Hey, so I have all this this leftover liquor." It was half of this bottle and 2 sparkling red wine. So I was like, "Damn, thank you," but I haven't gotten to it yet. But I'm drinking this. And I'm also drinking some ginger ale with it. So that's my thought juice for today. And I'm also smoking some weed. And I will also be reapplying my edges vigorously throughout this. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure my Instagram is still. Okay. That's weird. It's stuff. Okay. So yes. Oh yeah. I have a fucking outline here, right? So I was gonna tell y'all what has been happening to me. I tried to do episodes I was working on doing things every Thursday, every other Thursday I would have a guest, and then in between those Thursdays I would be at home in my crib just doing hot takes or just story time telling, etc., etc. Try to give content, give the most of my content before my birthday shit comes up. But after that, after like just shit that has been happening in the community, there was also shit that happened with my mom. I was in the hospital with my mom for like a week, like every day. This lady, uh, she falls. She falls, and she hit her head, and so she fell again on like some days, like that same night, and it was said that she was like had a pool of blood around her head, right? So I'm like coming down from like the podcast episode that night. 1 second. Um, so I'm like coming down. I'm coming down from the podcast that night. And so I get a phone call like the next day, and she's like, hey, I got something to tell you. I want to tell. I want it to be close. 1 second. Oh, I get to see y'all. Y'all so much closer to me. Hi. So she gets to telling me like, hey, so I got to tell you, I don't want you to be alarmed, but this is what happened, et cetera, et cetera. And so I'm like, okay, let me take you to the hospital. I take this lady to the hospital. First of all, if y'all didn't know, Mercy Hospital is like shut down, I think. Like, so that made like the ER room heavily packed. So we're like in the ER, like there, like at night. I get her there at like 8:00 at night. They're talking about like an 8-hour wait. So she's like, no, I want to come back in the morning. So I take her back Sunday morning, like early in the morning. And then they do a test on her. We told them the story before, so they had just remembered her, but they do tests on her and everything. They take her blood and everything. And so like now it's still just the waiting game. They get some CAT scans on her just to see like what was going on. And they end up finding that this woman fractured her skull. You know what I'm saying? And then she had internal bleeding on her brain. Now, and like Laura is like a 4'11" woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna call, my mother is a woman who enjoys her drink. You know what I'm saying? So she's taken some tumbles before, and I've witnessed them growing up. But seeing it now, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, this is crazy. And she was just bopping around, you know what I'm saying? Like, she real feisty. She was bopping around, but she was off balance. She was throwing up. She couldn't eat. She couldn't do none of that. Is the cicadas fucking right now? Is that what that sound means? I've been hearing it a lot. So yeah, we were just still in the hospital. I was like, okay, well, you can't go home, shorty. Like, you got to stay here and you got to see what's going on. So they admit her to the ER. And like I told you, hospitals are shut down. So like, so a lot of people went to Northwestern, so they didn't have no rooms. So we were in the ER for like 48 hours. Like, she was sleeping in the ER, like in a bed with like, it's people coming in with like hella shit going on. So I'm sleeping with her for these 48 hours. But as she's in this room, like, this area, she's going through alcohol withdrawals. So I'm seeing my mom fidgety. I'm seeing her. It really felt like I was watching that scene in Ray Charles when he was like going through like rehab. She was grunting, she was mumbling, she was just moving around. Like they had to give her a shot to calm him down. Like I gave them all of like, her health records, because she didn't really want to talk, or she couldn't talk. But I told them everything. So they gave her like stuff to calm her down, et cetera, et cetera. But she also couldn't eat for 48 hours until they had got her results back. So I'm watching like security, like pin my OG down to calm her down. She's going through alcohol withdrawals. And also her non-response is making me scared, because I don't know if if it's because of her concussion. So I'm like, damn, I've definitely seen my mom like, lose some memory and like, and be in blackout moments. But that shit was really fucking scary. That was really fucking scary. Like, and I was still like, working and shit. And I'm like, God fucking damn. Like, it was just a fucking lot. So we finally got her admitted. They finally had a room for her. They moved her upstairs. You know, they kept her there for some days. They test on her, and like, you know, they just asked her to stop drinking. Like, you know, that's really what it came down to. Like, that's honestly what it came down to, you know, and I'm honestly exhausted, like, from it. Like, it's crazy, like, how it, like, I want to get to that, but I want to finish telling this fucking story. So, they release her. I take her to the crib. You know, her crib is like, you know, maybe you should just take her to your house. I'm not in a physical capacity to take care of her. Maybe you could just take her to your house, grab something that she could stay with you for a few days. I'm like, whoa, shorty. First of all, how you know my living situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, also, like, I'm tired of taking care of my mom. Like, I deserve my space. I worked very hard for my apartment. I worked very hard to get her a home. So I'm working hard to get her a home. So it's frustrating when I'm like, my mom, like, you know, isn't something to be passed around. Like, you know, like, my mother's a fucking lady. You know, she raised me. She birthed me. So you can only imagine how Laura is. But what's up, shorty? So I take her here or whatever. Long story short, shorty get into my liquor stash and she starts drinking. And then steps to me. And I was just done. Like 5 o'clock in the morning, I was done. I was fucking livid. Like, I was going through all that emotional shit, like crying to get it out so that I could be strong, you know, calling on my dad, like praying for my dad's strength, praying for my granny's strength. Like, I'm going through all this, like, before I can see her, because every time she opened her eyes, I was right there because I didn't want her to be scared. You know, my mom, thank you. Because, you know, my mom, she's like, she just prayed like some herbs and some fruits would, you know, cure her or whatever. But it's that alcohol. But I was very, very upset. I was very mad. I was very hurt, very crushed, very disappointed. And like, I was just looking at my OG, and like, that's when it fucking clicked. I told her, I was like, "Well, you break my heart more than a nigga do." Like, I really, like, really feel that in my heart of hearts. Like, you know, like, when you in love, like in good love, you know, for whatever time that may be, it feels like forever. It don't feel like I'm trying to figure out where that countryness came from. You know, you don't expect it. You know what I'm saying? You pray for it, you hope for it, but, you know, you try not to expect it. But shorty broke my fucking heart. Like, shorty really fucking broke my heart. Hey, Demi. Oh my God, I love you, girl. And so I had to make my space, reclaim peace in my house, because I worked really hard to remove myself from very abusive growing up. You know what I'm saying? That I wasn't finna have it in my fucking house. I wasn't finna have it in my fucking house. I'm not finna have it in my house. But like, something I learned is like, I will stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch my capacity. Like, and I like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that because it's only for my mom. Like, it's only for my mother. Like, my dad died when I was 6. So like, I feel like for a lot of my years growing up, I grew up like without like 2 parents. That's what it felt like. You know, my mom, you know, she was like giving me like, you know, alcohol abuse. And then, you know, I had to like enter myself into sex work really, really young to like survive and to like have a place to sleep, to have food to eat, to finish high school. Because my mom, she just was not there. She just wasn't there, you know? So I've worked really hard, and I like, you know, my flexes is like my crib, you know what I'm saying? I said, it's been a flex of mine for years, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, it just gets better. It just gets better. So I feel like that is what I'm blessed, but it's what I'm grateful for. And that's why I will always like love my mom. And I do forgive my OG. Like, I will always forgive my mom, but, you know, I'm working on more eternal forgiveness for my mother. But I want to, I don't know, I just got to make my line, you know. So in the midst of all of that, that is like what's kind of hindered my, you know, my schedule, just trying to come to. But then it's like more shit came. I feel like there was this very important moon that happened on August 8th, right? And we was told, like, write your manifestations, like drink your moon water, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what none of that shit is, but we're gonna have Freddie on here. Oh damn, I should have told y'all. Well, no, I should have told y'all. We're gonna have Freddie on here and she's gonna talk to us about that. But I feel like it's just something. I want someone to tell me what the hell is going on astrologically, like what is in the science of these planets that is like making something like occur. So after a week of being in the hospital with my mom, the next day I find out, that Squeak passed. And I felt like I was already on autopilot, from my OG. But that Squeak shit really kind of like woke my ass up a little bit. And I was like really, really, really taken aback, It's crazy for a lot of elements. It was crazy for a lot of elements for me personally. One, because I was really hurting for Pivot. Because, they just lost John Wall most recently. Well, not that long ago. So I was really hurting for Pivot, but also I was hurting for Chicago. It felt like Chicago was just grieving, like, as a whole. Like, yeah. So they had a balloon release for him. It was a green balloon release. Oh, I should have sent a picture of that. Damn it. Or a video. And it was very beautiful. It was very, very beautiful. Seeing all, like, all these people in the community again. And, it was unfortunate that I had to see them like that, shall I say. It was very unfortunate that we had to, like, re-meet with each other. But it's been making me think a lot about, like, ancestorship and, like, how Black people talk about it. Peace, love, how you doing? And how Black people talk to it. That's not something I've ever personally, like, felt like I channeled, you know what I'm saying? But I think that conversation, like, for me, like, also really woke up when like, when I was thinking about just, like, the legacies and the things that people leave behind, right? So I was like, when people say ancestors, do they, like, call on, like, people that have passed? Is it, like, a god of, like, their African tribe? Like, what is this idea? And so I've just been trying to, like, unlock that and figure out what's going on. But yes, if you can support Squeak and, Squeak and I believe Darren, they're passing. Please look at Pivot Gang's IG for the link in the bio to support, funds for Squeak's family, for funeral costs, et cetera, et cetera. But then, I mean, honestly, all this shit is crazy. Like, I haven't really been talking about it. I don't feel like anybody has, really talked about it. Well, I don't know, but I feel like we've just been, like, trying to hold space for people, for community, and, like, that's what we did. And I think we're still in fucking shambles. A few days later, Malik's passing, or what was it, like a week later? Finding out that Malik passed, that shit really fucked me up. Like, and my thing is, like, these are people that you know what I'm saying? These are people that you see. Like, well, I saw him often. I was just in Christiana's play, and there was a barbecue at Rainbow Beach, for, like, Not Me, Not We, I think is the name of it. Like, I was just seeing him, and, like, my heart just breaks for their family, for their children. You know what I'm saying? My heart is like breaking for Christiana. I want to do everything in my power to support Christiana and Nori, support Pivot, to support Chicago. If you can support Christiana, please check in with her brother at Damon_AF. Please do that. I've just been trying to figure out like I feel like it's something being said, right? Like how we hold each other, how we hold each other up, how we check in on each other. I feel like it's something that that we're being called to do. Like I don't want to say that we're not doing, but something that we are being called to do, right? I was talking to someone like a few nights ago, and I was like, we were talking about like relationships, right? And like there's a sense of responsibility that you feel for the person that you're in a relationship with. Well, for me personally, but that's like how I see it. Like that's like, you know, that's just what we were like saying and talking about. And I feel like the same goes for community. You know, I understand capacity and, you know, boundaries, et cetera, but I think when it comes to us and how we, I don't know, I just want to know like what do all of us envision? You know what I'm saying? Like who is the all of us of our community? Like how are all of our communities connected? How are all of our communities like, you know, uplifting? You know, what are we all connected to? How are we all connected? I'm really interested in that because I really feel like it is a science to supporting and loving each other. And I don't mean to be so what is that, rudimentary? Fucking logistical, I don't know, statistical about it. I don't fucking know. But it's just something I've been thinking about. Just like how I can just hold space for these folks, you know. Please support in the ways that I said. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I've been going through. So similar to everybody, you know, I've been definitely been hurting, trying to figure out this shit with my mom. Thank you to those who said they wish my mom the best. I really wish my mom the best too. I love you, Mom. I know you say that you what the fuck? What you mean? I don't know. You know, I just pray that everything is the best with my mom. I continue to spread my peace and love to all of y'all. Yeah, this is just tough. It's really tough. I definitely did cry about it. I cried a good cry. I've been doing shrooms a lot. Like, well, first of all, I've been cleaning my crib, okay. But when I clean, like, I like have to do like a thorough clean. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I take it like a room at a time. And some room takes days. Some room takes, you know, hours. But oh yeah, yeah. Please support Christiana. Please support his family. Please support everybody. Like, go to Pivot, you know, IG, and, you know, please click the link in their bio. Connect with Damon or his wife, Jennifer. And, you know, please support. If I get any information, I'll keep everybody updated. But yeah, that's just what I've been grappling with for like these past 2 weeks. And support. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. Damn. That's a big ass truck that just passed me. So I want to think about, or I want to, something that I wanted to talk about kind of was on the community tip, right? It's like how can I do more, right? I feel like when I was younger, like when there was like a lot of uprisings in like 2016, like, you know, around, you know, Breonna Taylor and, you know, Dante Servin, et cetera, et cetera. And it's something I want to highlight in a minute. I feel like it was easy to just show up, right? Like to be at the protest, it was easy to just show up with your body. And I think when I was younger, like it used to be thick, you know what I'm saying? It used to be thick, right? But I felt like that was me participating in activism for my people, right? Aside from poetry, aside from my art, you know, I don't want my art to just be the root of, you know, oppression that I'm overcoming or that I'm working my way through. I want some of my art to be joyous. So I always thought that, like, you know, BYP was like, you know, like a members club only. So I never knew how to like ask how I could get involved with them. But I think what I was feeling in the midst of protesting was that a lot of it became like a fixation for people to like just get involved in something and like, you know, to be a part of a, oh yeah, I was there moment, you know what I'm saying? And that made me scared because I wanted to like reflect and make sure that I was doing the right thing, aside from like the organizations I work for, aside from like, you know, the communities that I teach to or that I, you know, perform for. Like what else can I, you know, actively do? And I think now when I look at how I can get involved or how I can do more, like of course still educating these communities, still being a part of these organizations, et cetera, like how I can do all of these things. But I think what feels like like what I could do more of is supporting people in my community. I think I already do that. You know what I'm saying? But I challenge myself to check on people more. I challenge myself to be aware of folks' differences and really use my skills as communicating as a language liaison and like use that. Aside from my fears of, you know, social media is actually really fucking scary to me, honestly. Yeah, like everything feels like a high school to me now. Everything feels like a high school to me. I definitely want to support folks. Who are losing, not losing like as in, you know, them doing something, but like folks who are just like missing, you know, missing folks, losing folks, you know what I'm saying? Even those who are like just going through like, you know, their own personal shit. Like I even want to call Grace's back to my fucking self, honestly. And that's what cleaning my crib, like my bed, like my room looks so fucking good. My room looks sexy as shit. It's clean, it's spacious as fuck. I got my incense going. It's got some little character, you know. I left some little boxes in there to be like, oh, you know, this is just my art deco. You know, I haven't built my desk yet, you know, but it's clean, it's peaceful. My bathroom was never really that dirty, which is pretty surprising. But this, y'all, I got like 2 more rooms. I have a living room, a sunroom, a dining room, and a whole fucking kitchen I haven't touched. And a fridge to get out. So Lord have mercy on my soul. But I don't think that should be my only source of therapy. There it was something I wanted to do. Like I had some idea that there was this therapist that I was going to email, and I was like, what if y'all found a therapist with me? Like, what if y'all like emailed this shorty with me? Because it's something I've been putting off. You feel me? Like it's something I've been putting off. Like honestly, I'm tired of making excuses, you know. I was trying to write a song the other night in the midst of my grief. And I was so fucking scared to write it, but it was just in my fucking head. It was in my fucking head. And I just feel like I had an epiphany last night. Like, bitch, when did you finna do this music? Because honestly, you finna be 25 in some months. I'm finna be 25. I am so fucking fine. Like, I'm finna be 25. That is so fabulous. Like, I'm gonna be like a quarter, like, no. Damn, I wanted to say like a quarter and a dime, but that's 30 cents. I don't know. I'm 2 dimes in a nickel, you know, yes. But I'm gonna be 25 and I really need to do this music shit. I'm done strategizing and coming into it like ready for the industry. I just feel like everything that I do is always a business aspect to it. You know what I'm saying? I never do something to not make money off of it. I mean, shit, what else can I say? Like, I feel like for a while, hold on, I gotta reapply my edges because it's humid in here. I told y'all that AC. What was I saying? Oh yeah, wait, no, what the hell was I saying? Yeah, I'm gonna be 25. One of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite movies is A Bronx Tale. That's with Robert De Niro and Keisha from Belly. And it's like a love Romeo and Juliet story, but you know, Robert De Niro, he says in the movie, he said the saddest thing in life is wasting talent. And I'm like, you damn right. You damn fucking right. But I would just always come ready to be a professional. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with me taking my, you know, all of my artistic sides professionally, whether I have the capacity, you know. I feel like once I just like, I have a checklist. Once I do everything that I got to do, I'm going to be good. But I'm not putting myself on any clock. Excuse you, Tempura. Have a seat, please. Thank you kindly. I don't want to put myself on any clock or anybody's clock. I want to be on my own clock. Something Jamila always says, it's like, you know, Iman, time is a construct. Time is here to support you. And I really do feel that. But my thing is like, the honest reality of it is like, I'm not getting any younger. I'm not gonna be no 30-year-old rapper. Like, or am I gonna even be a rapper? I'm not gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna be like a punk rapper. Like, you know, I figured out my sound, you know, all the sounds I am capable of. And I know my talents. I can sing, I can dance, I can act, I can rap. As many of you have sponsored and supported throughout me not releasing any music. But honestly, it's like really y'all that's like pushing me forward. Like the folks is like, you know, like when is it? Like where is it? Like where is it? Like where is it? Like, you know, I don't want to keep y'all asking that. I feel like y'all support is already so sumptuous to me. I couldn't possibly imagine like y'all being like, oh no, shorty, like you waited too long. But I don't know. I will be releasing music very soon though, when I actually record one that I want to release. But all my music is good. What the hell am I talking about? You're so distracted by your frizzy edges that you talking mess about yourself. Okay. Oh, it was just my fault. That's okay. What I did want to talk about, a highlight of my week, you know, in the midst of us holding space for each other, you know, there was a wonderful documentary that was just released. And it's called Unapologetic. And it's by Ashley O'Shea and Morgan Elise. And it's about Black film revolutionaries from Chicago who you know, who leads the city, you know, through a queer feminist lens. I have fucking cat hair on me. Excuse me. And it's at the Gene Siskel. Yes, it's at the fucking Gene Siskel in theaters. So I really want y'all to support that and really check it out. Your girl might have a little, you know, cameo up in there, might be reading a poem up in there, you know. That was actually really fucking fire, you know, because like my thing is like you go to like, you know, like I've seen the movie, I've seen the documentary, like, you know, at like pub park, like, you know, premieres, etc., etc. So to see it in a theater, it was so beautiful. It was so fucking beautiful because it took me back to that time where, you know, I was out here protesting and, you know, I was working really, really hard. Like, you know, I would say like, you know, my poetry career was really at a catapult, you know what I'm saying? But I think that having like being at protests, it felt necessary to me. You know, I also come from Kumbalinks, which is very much so about, you know, radicalization, liberation through hip hop. And so I still had it in me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I still had it in me. But it was about that time and seeing these Black women's stories, Bella Boss and Janae Bonsu, I believe. Dr. Janae Bonsu. Through their lens, through what they do about, you know, who they are. And I loved what Ashley said. They had a panel after where they were talking about just the creation of the movie, the process of the movie, of making the movie, and how she really wanted it to be balanced also with joy, which is why some clips, you know, of parties are included, of, you know, them celebrating, like, you know, their their doctorate proposal, or it was something big, something majorly big. You know, Bella, I believe, got a grant to start her organization, Survivor Sisters Network. I believe that's the name of it. Oh, I hope it's the right name. But please support these women. Support Ashley O'Shea, Morgan Elise, Bella Boz. That's Boz, not bars. Black ancestors here. Healing stories, I think. And it's Janae Bonsu. So yes, please go to the Gene Siskel, see their documentary. I think they're in New York right now. I don't know. They're having another panel hosted by Dumma-T. I don't know if that's virtual, but that's in New York. So if y'all in New York, if anybody's in New York, go and, you know, see this movie, go support this movie, this panel. I just want to highlight that was absolutely amazing. Congratulations to the four women. I mean, to the four Black women. Congratulations to the 5 Black women. Hey now. But something that it got me thinking about, or that I've been also healing with, is, right, like, niggas, right? And I know that sounds very vague, but here's the thing, like, when we like say, like, yeah, we're reimagining, you know, a space for us, for our children, you know, we're speaking up for, like, you know, for marginalization, et cetera, right? And I think that comes, like, back to that aspect of, like, that community conversation that I was talking about, right? Like, how do we proactively hold space for each other and keep each other safe when it's, like, a lot of us? Something that Christiana taught me. I feel like I have, like, cat hairs on my nose. I don't want y'all to think I'm being weird. I think the reason, like, well, something that I was learning from Christiana, like, there's been someone, like, you know, stalking me, harassing me. Yes. And not being, and, like, you know, confronting, you know, my community and shit, asking for my community, like, you know, hey, hold this, I'm here to let you know what is happening. Because there's this conversation of, like, you don't want to call a police on a Black man, right? And I feel like as I got older, I realized that was a manipulative tactic, right? Like, my ex used to pull that shit all the fucking time. Like, you don't really call a Black man on me? I mean, call police on me, a Black man, in this climate? You know what I'm saying? It was just, like, a fucking lot. So it's like, right, I don't want to, right? But also, who else am I finna fucking call? I feel like this whole fuck 12 rhetoric has really stained how Black women protect themselves. Like, you know, I'm taught fuck 12s, right? But, like, you know, you 16 and you saying, yeah, fuck 12, but you also the only kid out, like, you the only child out here. Yeah, no brothers, no father, no uncles, no niggas to call to beat this nigga ass unless you call every nigga you fucked. Now, I have faith in the niggas that I fucked. I feel like if I called all of them, they will all pull up. You know? Actually, yes. I will applaud the niggas I fucked. I have faith in y'all. And I say that as an honor. I do. I do have faith in y'all, but, you know, who wants to do that? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to congregate a bunch of niggas? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine, like, just calling a bunch of niggas that you fucked to, like, beat up some nigga? And they just all in your living room, like, so what's up? So what's up? What you need? That shit funny as hell. I feel like they be sizing each other up, try to see what they have in common. That is so fucking funny. But I do say that. But there's also people when like I tell them, they say, they offer themselves, they offer their people. Now my thing is like, I don't feel like, I should have to fight another nigga. Like I just shouldn't. Like I really fucking shouldn't. Honestly, like I'm sitting real pretty, okay? Like I used to scrap a lot for my survival. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is like once you fight your OG, like there is like no, like there's nothing else. There's no other activity, like no other physical violence I want to engage to after that. But then like when you fight like a grown ass man off of you too, that is like, okay, like I done fought the fight. I done fought the good fucking fight. I don't want to fight no fucking more. So it's not like I feel like I couldn't beat this nigga ass. I feel like I shouldn't have to. But you do your paper trail to protect yourself. You try to build up your paper trail, but it's like so many things that you gotta think of, right? So I'm like, you call 12s on this one black man. Now what if this one black man gets out because we don't know how the system is and has a vendetta against you? Okay, right? Let's say that that like all these niggas do come to beat his ass, right? Like who protect, like how can I protect or defend them from 12s? Like how can that be avoided? You know what I'm saying? Because like that's the reality. Like I don't fucking want that. I especially don't want that shit because of fucking me. Like I definitely don't want that shit because of me. Or if you fucking with a nigga with a banger who like out of sight out of mind type of blood, oh shit, damn, like I would feel terrible. I would feel fucking terrible. So here I am like, damn, how do I protect myself? So I was really inspired, when I was talking to Christiana, about everything, and Malik was there. And so that's what, that shit's still crazy. And she's like suggested this idea of like a geographic pod, you know what I'm saying? Like folks in my area that can keep me protected, that I can call on first, without the aid of 12. It was something I wanted to read. So I've been reading We Do This Till We Free Us by Miriam Kaba. It's her newest work, Abolitionist Organizing and Transformative Justice. Is from Haymarket Books, gang. And we was reading this at Kumbaling. Shout out to Kumbaling. Shout out to the links. They bought these for us to sit and read in a circle. But there was something that she said that I wanted to read that I was thinking about, right? So some people may ask, does this mean that I can never call the cops in my life if my life is in danger? Abolition does not center that question. Instead, abolition challenges us to ask, why do we have no other well-resourced options? And pushes us to creatively consider how we can build, grow, and try other avenues to reduce harm. Repeated attempts to improve the sole option offered by the state despite, that was the part that I wanted to read, right? So this question of like, why don't we have no other well-resourced options, right? And so I think I was thinking of what all my options are. What are all my options to reduce the most type of harm to all these people that I'm involving in my life? I probably shouldn't see it like that, but that's the actuality of it. I know I tell y'all my business, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I branded myself on. Come on now. But like to share that with someone here, like, oh yeah, like this is what I say, but like this is what I'm going through on the daily. You know what I'm saying? I think it makes me feel responsible for these people. It makes me feel responsible for these people. Like that's like back to like this whole ways we hold community and for other people, that responsibility that we feel in relationships. I would feel responsible for these men putting themselves on the line for me, right? But like, what does it also look like for someone to just talk to him? Is that possible? Has that been tried? We'll see. But I ain't finna waste my breath. I ain't got nothing else to say. But it's like, it is all that shit. This is all the shit I've been going through. So I thank everyone for being here, but also please read this book because I'm really trying to like really just be a proactive Black person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like buy all black and shit like that. Like, did y'all know like it's like black owned toilet paper? It's black owned aluminum foil. I just got put on to like a black owned tequila and a black owned whiskey. Shout out to Max. Go watch that episode. Oh, you can't watch it. Well, you can on Instagram, but I'll upload it soon. Yeah, I just want to be proactive. Um, you know, everybody in the hospital, they were just like, oh, you have to go home. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. I'm like, bitch, shut up. I already know that. I'm musty as fuck right now. I'm not now. But I'm saying like when I was at the hospital, I'm like, bitch, I'm sitting here musty as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping in this chair, uncomfortable as hell, watching this woman look like Ray Charles. I'm I'm past being showered because as soon as I went to shower, I took my ass straight back to the hospital. But you know, thank you for all the prayers. Thank you to folks who showed up for me. Like for real. Like that's what I'm saying. Like y'all, you know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm learning to replace self-pity with gratefulness. Like every time I feel bad about myself, every time I feel sad or like lazy because I'm like, oh, I'm depressed. I'm anxious. And I'm not being dramatic about it, but it's like, what is the point of like holding yourself accountable and using it as an excuse? Like, oh yeah, I validate my mental health, right? But it's like, don't just procrastinate. Like, how do you push through that? So that is what I, you know, want to do with this fucking therapist. With this, it always sounds like it's a car accident outside. I need to find a fucking therapist. So there was this one lady that I found. And I'm gonna email her. I want to email her with y'all. I'm still good on time, so I want to email her with y'all. But I gotta find her. So Jamila sent me like a list of therapists, and I was like, cool, bet. But my thing is like, how do you fucking like email a therapist? My thing is like emailing a therapist feels like it's like setting up a bad Twitter bio, like Tinder bio, right? Like how the hell do you like email a therapist like Iman, 24, Chicago, artist. I have depression and anxiety, but I'm a really fun girl. I like tacos and margaritas, and I drink them a lot. If you're the therapist for me, call 188 friendly, right? Like I should make that into a skit. That would be so fucking cute. Oh yes, speaking of skits, I just did a production. I produced Young Chicago Authors Rooted in Radical award show. So what we did this year was, you know, formerly known as Louder Than a Bomb, right? Rooted in Radical, like seeks to like, you know, uplift young folks' poetry skills. But instead of having a competition, we're decentering competition this year, and we have an award focus. So they all choose people as their winner. They all win an award from like the Bernie Mac Awards, like the Gwendolyn Brooks Award. And I just produced the award show, and it looks so bomb. Like it looks so fucking good. So please support these shorties, support their wins, support their awards, their poems. That will be on YouTube, I think this Saturday night. You know, try to be there. It's gonna be on YouTube. It's free, everything like that, right? But that was my first production. I can't find this fucking email with this lady, but I swear to God, next time that's gonna be our next segment. Stick with me in 2 weeks, where we do the Real Hoodwives of Chicago. Help me find a therapist. Hey now, I like that. This light keeps changing. I think it's because like I'm brown. It's okay. I think that'll be fun as hell if I'm just like emailing therapists the whole fucking session. So I really just want you to go and support the movie, support, you know, the Black women in film, support your community, support each other. Please read this Miriam Cobble book, etc., etc. what of course I gotta say what a hood wife is to me. A hood wife, is a woman that uplifts, that, holds her own, that asks for help when she needs it. That's something I'm still working on. I'm not a hood wife in like that category yet. Well, I do ask for help, but like it's not like one person I ask for help. I was like I was remember talking to like Demi, like I was like talking to her about my mom, and like I was just telling her like I feel like I can't even like ask my mom for help. Like it's really sad when like you where you feel like you have to parent your parent, or like you're the one that's responsible for all of y'all, and it's actually really scary because like what you do is like you say like I don't know. It's like I've always prepared myself just to like to figure things out on my own, without my mom's aid or assistance. But if she's ever there, if she ever needs help, of course, I love you, Mom. I will always love you. I'm not fucking with you right now, but I hold space for you, Mom. I will always hold space for you. That shit crazy as hell. That shit get on my fucking nerves. I don't know, get on my fucking nerves. I don't know what should be, but she get on my fucking nerves because she's so short. You know what I'm saying? Like she's short as hell. Shorty is 4'11", and she frail, but she's strong as fuck. And when she hugs you, she squeezes you, and like she's just been a lot for me to deal with over the years. But keep her in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers. Um, I pray for y'all. I really do. I really do. I feel like it's something we being called to do. I'm really excited to be on this episode with Freddie, so that we can talk about this ancestorship, this power ship. Hi, babe. Oh, this is into you. Um, I feel just a sense of responsibility. Um, I'm not nervous, but I need to have my crib clean before the fall. That's what needs to happen. I need to have my crib clean before the fall because that's a new season. That's my Leo season. I'm like returning to my sun. So I'm like at like, I'm like at like, not, what's that, 10 o'clock. No, I'm like at 11, honestly. I'm like at 11. We're going to be in September. I'm at like 11 o'clock. So I got like one more hour. I got one more hour till I get to my fucking sun. So I might go back in my hermit. I might go back in my little shell and pop out for Scorpio season. And y'all already know I gotta shut it down for y'all. Y'all deserve this. Y'all deserve me. Like I just like if I feed y'all like the community by just being a beautiful Black woman, then I appreciate that. And it feels like it's my responsibility to constantly keep y'all fed. You know what I'm saying? So if this ass can do it, then I will do it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you want to pay me, you should always pay me. I mean, I'll always appreciate it. But it's a donation. It's a sponsor. We sponsor. We sponsor each other. We donate to each other. I mean, if I can, please support, Freddie Soul Glow Wellness Solar Power Body Honey Butter. Also support Petty Butter. I think I really want to buy some. I'm gonna get some too, because I use a lot of shea butter. Yeah, it's awesome. So anything that I have going on, like I said, it is September. So I will be teaching again this fall. I am really, really hoping I get a promotion this year. I've been doing a lot of hard work, like since we've been under new management, new direction, just new regrouping, new rethinking, new breathing. I feel like I've done more. I've been able to voice what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm really interested in like production and publishing and like creating artifacts. Like, I'm gonna put a fucking time capsule together for this city one day. I'm gonna just call us all, like bring something to put in the time capsule. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I just feel, I really believe in like what the organization could be that went for. I really believe in what YCA could be, um, is becoming today, you know. As a person who's like did it for 10 years, I've been in there for 10 years since I was 14 years old. And by the grace of God, it's gonna be 11, you know what I'm saying, that I've done the whole thing. And like we're able to breathe now. I'm able to speak and, not just be like, oh yeah, the raw ass poet who really knows how to turn a crowd of white folk, like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with all that shit. I'm done performing for $75. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with that shit. I'm done, like, creating opportunities for other people. So we got books coming out. We got shit. I'm gonna make sure these niggas get a book. I'm gonna make sure of it. Because that's my responsibility. If I was given a title, I take my title. I don't take my title lightly. You know what I'm saying? Like, what they say, like it's hard, like first in the heels, first get shot. I don't know. Oh my God. I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, I'm gonna do our thing. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna make sure all of us good. Please support Squeak and Darian, please forgive me for saying the wrong name. By going to the link in that Paper Games bio to support fundings for their GoFundMe. If you really want to support Christiana or Malik's family, please make sure that you connect with her brother Damon. If I get more information, then of course I'll pass that. I'll be teaching in September. My crib will be clean. I'm trying to plan an anniversary show, but I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen with the world. I really fucking don't. This shit is actually kind of getting scarier for me. We have an amazing guest next week. Please make sure that you support so many things just happening. Oh, also there is a video promo that I did for Elton Ora's new song. Meantime, I am like the video girl, but it's like so cute. Like it's all about my edges because, well, y'all can't see them from this angle, but oh well, Instagram can. Instagram know I got the bitches. Y'all do too. It's okay. It's okay, love. Please make sure that you support Unapologetic at the Gene Siskel. It is out now. And buy my book, buy my mentees' books when they come out. Support each other, donate. White people stop calling yourself an ally. Niggas get the fuck back. Be you. Pray if it's your thing. Just pray if it's your thing, and I'll work on that. I'll make sure that those come back for you. I feel like programming is starting to come back. We're starting to open programming back up, so I'll see about that for you, definitely. Yes, that is all that I have. We did it. I mean, y'all have, enjoyed another episode of me. So make sure that you give me a follow at Loren Like Polo and us at Hoodwives of Shy. We go live every other Thursday or every Thursday at 7 p.m. in collaboration with my wonderful, beautiful team, Chicago For Real on Twitch. Make sure you give them a follow. Thank you to my team. Thank you to my fellow Hoodwives. Thank you to Chicago. Thank you to the people that held me when I was going through my shit and continue to do. Thank you to the people that allowed me to hold them. I love y'all so very much. You tune in for another episode of The Real Hoodwives of Chicago, a real show with hot sauce stories. Hoodwives at home. Peace, y'all.